Welcome to the deep dive. So, let's talk about data. How often have you felt, well, a bit lost in that huge pile of documents and files sitting in your cloud storage?
All the time, I bet.
Yeah, you know there's important stuff in there, maybe even sensitive information, right? But finding it, understanding the risks, it feels almost impossible sometimes.
It really does, like that digital haystack analogy you hear.
Exactly. And just searching for keywords, it often just doesn't cut it. You don't really get the full picture of what you've got.
Spot on. Relying only on keywords or even, regular expressions, regex. It's like trying to understand a whole conversation just by catching a few odd words.
Right.
You're definitely going to miss the important bits, the context.
Okay, so why is this, limited way of looking at things such a big deal right now?
Well, think about this stat. Nearly 90% of data in most organizations is unstructured.
90%. Wow.
Yeah, your documents, emails, slides. And often it's not classified, not protected, not really governed properly. Now add in the big shift to the cloud and everyone using AI, especially these large language models.
Okay.
The old ways of classifying data, they just haven't kept pace. And that really increases the risk. Imagine an AI, accidentally grabbing sensitive info from a PDF just because it saw a keyword.
Oof, yeah. Didn't understand the context.
Exactly. Didn't get that it was confidential. And this gap, it's creating real risks. Some studies show a huge chunk of company data might be exposed because of this.
That sounds pretty serious. So regex is okay for specific things, like finding a number format.
Precisely.
But it just messes the bigger picture and all this unstructured stuff.
That's it. Regex is great for pinpointing exact patterns, say a credit card number format.
Mm-hmm.
But sensitive info in actual documents, in emails,
Right.
it's rarely that neat. It's mixed into sentences. It really depends on the context around it, and it shows up in all sorts of ways.
Right.
Regex just isn't built to understand that kind of nuance. So you end up with these big blind spots.
Okay, so if the old methods aren't really working anymore, what's the better way? This is where something like Cognni comes in, I gather.
Exactly, yeah. What's really interesting about Cognni is how it blends things. It uses a hybrid approach.
Hybrid.
Yeah, it combines the precision you get from regex with the smarter understanding of machine learning. Context-aware AI, basically.
Ah, okay.
It sort of mimics how a person would read and understand the information. And the key thing is, it's designed to work straight away, out of the box. No massive training projects needed.
So it's not just finding words, it's actually understanding the content and whether it's sensitive.
That's the fundamental difference, yes.
Mm.
Cognni does what they call autonomous classification.
Okay.
It automatically figures out and categorizes data across things like M365, other cloud storage. It looks beyond just keywords by analyzing the text around them, the whole context. And it starts with something like over 330 predefined information types ready to go.
330 categories right away. That sounds pretty thorough. What are the, real-world benefits of that?
Well, there are quite a few key ones. First, it really boosts your risk mitigation.
How so?
By properly finding the sensitive data hiding in your cloud, you can actually deal with security and compliance risks before they become problems.
Proactive, nice.
Right. Second, it makes data processing much more efficient. This smarter approach means faster, better analysis without all the usual lengthy setup and training time.
Got it.
You also get way broader coverage insights across all sorts of unstructured data, emails, docs, the works. And ultimately, that all leads to better data security, better compliance. It helps you meet regulations like GDPR or DORA, stick to your own internal rules, and just generally reduce the chance of data leaks.
So it basically shines a light into that murky area of unstructured data, shows you what's there, where it is, if it's at risk. That sounds incredibly useful for, pretty much any organization.
Absolutely. It gives you actionable insights. You can actually make informed decisions about protecting your important information. And it's fast. You can get it running and seeing value really quickly. And another really crucial thing now with AI everywhere is data governance for LLMs.
Ah, good point.
Cognni can automatically label data. That's vital for stopping these AI models from accidentally spitting out sensitive stuff. It improves security and helps you use AI responsibly by, controlling what data feeds into it.
Can you give us some solid examples? What kind of sensitive information can it actually find in these files?
Sure. Think about PSI, personally identifiable information, may be hidden away in customer support logs somewhere.
Okay.
Or confidential business reports, HR-sensitive info like background check details, or maybe harassment complaints.
Right. Really sensitive stuff.
Definitely. Financial SPI like salary lists or expense reports, legal SPI like employment contracts, NDAs, GDPR-protected information, obviously,
Uh-huh.
and even company-specific sensitive things like, I don't know, key legal agreements, notes on HR disciplinary actions, financial forecasts, maybe even board meeting minutes.
Wow, okay, so it's really moving away from just reacting when something goes wrong to proactively finding and managing the risks within all that messy, unstructured data.
That's the goal, gaining a deep but also efficient understanding of your entire data landscape.
So for you listening right now, think about all that unstructured data you're juggling. What hidden risks might be sitting in those files and documents?
Mm-hmm.
Solutions like Cognni offer a way to get some clarity, get control without the usual headache. It really makes you ask, doesn't it? Can you afford not to properly understand your organization's information in this day and age?
That's the critical question, I think. With data volume exploding, complexity growing, AI getting integrated everywhere, how sure are you, really, that you know what sensitive data you hold and where it all is?